Everyone, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to talk about the changes in the WNBA for scheduling and teams in the next couple of years. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next videos. So, Rob, a lot of major changes coming up in the WNBA. I guess semi-major changes.
Yeah.
The first one is they're going to go from 40 games to 44. And they are adding the team next year in Golden State. And then the following year, they're adding Portland and Toronto. And then by 2028, they're going to add another team. So they're going to go up to 16 teams. Now, I don't know why they don't do one in 2005, 2006, 2007, and 2008, which make more sense than putting two in 1 year. That seems like a dumb idea, Rob.
Mark, it's the WNBA. That makes total sense to me. I don't know what you're talking about. That makes total sense to me.
I mean, now teams are going to come in weaker because they're going to have two teams vying for all the available players. And the same thing in the draft. I don't understand. That just makes no sense whatsoever to me. Just add one team per year.
Well, what's going to happen, Mark, is that they're going to switch to college rules where they can come out early so then they can get more players to come in. I see their logic, Mark. I totally see their logic.
Well, you're the only one that does, Rob. Besides the women involved in making this decision, because that's silly. Just add one every year for the next 4 years. But all right, that's my first criticism of what they're doing. Second one is they don't have one in Philadelphia. And I'm in Philadelphia, and they should have one in Philadelphia. And the commissioner, when she was asked about that, was really vague about it and basically didn't answer the question. So that might be the fourth team. We just don't know. Now, in terms of the expansion teams, this is how it works. So all the teams, the 12 teams that exist right now, get to protect 6 players. And the expansion team gets to choose one player from each of the 12 teams. Then they get the 5th pick in the draft for each round. So the 4 teams that didn't make the playoffs are going to be in the lottery thing, and they get the ping pong ball. The 44% chance, I think, is the highest. And those 4 teams get 1 through 4. The expansion team gets 5. And then all the teams that didn't make the playoffs in reverse order get that. So in essence, what happens is the Indiana Fever is going to be 8th. They would have been 7th since they came in 6th place. You switch that around, and now they're going to be 8th because the expansion team is 5th. So that's what's going to happen next year in 2025. In 2026, when they add 2 more teams, which, again, I think is silly. It's going to be a nightmare to try to get good players on those 2 teams.
Yeah.
So that was the big one change. 44 is the most I've ever had, obviously. They started out in 1997 with 28, eventually went to 32, went to 36 for a year, and they've been 40 the last couple of years. I think increasing the number of games is a good idea, obviously, because they make more money that way. And I think 40 is a short season. I mean, like, as you know, the NBA and NHL hockey, they play 82 games. So.
Well, they did kind of 40 because of the international, because it was the Olympics. So now they can expand it now. There's no international play for the next 3 or 4 years. So that's why they probably did that. Right.
So, well, there's also the FIFA tournament too that sometimes they take care of. So, but we'll see. Next year they don't have either.
Right.
So, all right, that was basically one change, having to the expansion teams. The next change is going to change the playoffs. So the finals is going to be best of 7, which I agree with.
Yeah.
What I don't agree with is the first round is still going to be best of 3 instead of increasing that to best of 5. But they did make a change, which I do agree with, and it's going to go, the home is going to be, the visiting team gets the second home game, Rob. So before, if they get eliminated 2-0, those teams didn't get any home games. So now it's going to be 1-1-1.
Which I totally agree with. That's what happened with my Mets. I mean, the Mets, they had to go up, they had to go to the Brewers, they had to play 3 games, and then, they have no home games. And then they had to go to Philadelphia, but at least they had a home game with that. But not having any home games with 3 games is really strange.
It didn't hurt him, Rob. They won both series.
I know.
But I would make it best of 5. If you're going to determine who the best team is, why is there a different number of games per round? And if you're going to be a different number of games per round, at least don't make it drastically different, like best of 7 as opposed to best of 3. Because if you're trying to find out the best team, why should the number 1 seed get eliminated in the first round in best of 3 and then play best of 7 to 5. That makes no sense logically. In fact, it made no sense logically to the NBA. So they changed it after 20 years. From like 84 to 2003, the first round was best of 5. And then they finally changed it to best of 7 in 2003. And now every round is best of 7. And NHL hockey does it the exact same way. And logically, to me, that makes more sense.
Right.
But if they're not going to do that, like best of 7 all 3 rounds, at least make it best of 5 in the first round.
Right.
I mean, it's additional revenue too. Why not?
Yeah. I mean,
how does it hurt him to do best of 5 in the first round? It makes no sense, Rob. Of course, This is the WNBA, so I guess I should expect that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Mark. You're talking about the WNBA, so.
In fact, after they figured out they could get charter flights this year and they started them early in the year, I would have changed the playoff format immediately for the first round and made sure that the visiting team did get a home game by switching it back and forth 1-1-1. I would have done that immediately since they had the charter flights, because travel's not as big a deal with charter flights, but they didn't do that. They didn't change that. But I don't like the fact that they didn't make it to best of 5. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, and like I said, I mean, I complain about baseball. Like I said, the best of 3, and the team that's the higher seed gets to have all 3 games at the one. They're saying,
right, but at least in baseball, the top 2 teams get buys, and so they can't get eliminated in a best of 3 series.
Right. That's the only good thing.
They can get eliminated best of 5, which I actually don't agree with either. I think that series that just is taking place right now and just took place, that should be best of 7 also. But at least the top 2 teams that actually can't get football. There's
baseball's a little hard, Mark, because if it starts going into October, November, if you got teams in the East Coast.
What's 2 more games, Rob? What's 2 more games? They already added a whole nother round with best of 3. They could have added 2 more games to the 3rd series. But be that as may, let me know what you think. Does it make no sense to you that they didn't make the first round best of 5 after they increased the finals to best of 7? It's just silly.
Sense. Yeah,
you're not determining who the best team is that way if you're having such a short series, and you're not giving a bye to the top teams.
No,
maybe they'll do that someday, and it'd make more sense to have a best of 3 in the first round. But if that's the case, if they're not doing that, they should make it best of 5. And of course, I don't know. That's just my opinion. So it makes no sense. But the WNBA makes no sense to me, period. So why should it surprise me, Rob?
Exactly. That's no surprise to me either.
Well, those are the only other schedule changes that took place that I know of. So let us know what you think about the changes they made. And I heard they're actually going to go past 44 games after that pretty soon, but I'm not sure. They haven't determined how many games it's going to be. Right now, it's just going to be 44. Wouldn't surprise me if they try to get up to 50 someday.
Well, it'll be 46 every 2. It'll be 46 maybe, Mark.
Well, I don't know. They went from 40 to 44. So.
But you can't go too fast. Can't go too fast with the WNBA. Easy now, easy.
All right, let us know what you think about the changes they made in the WNBA. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next videos. And if you want to join us for our live show, please do so. It's every Monday except for major holidays, 6 to 8 Eastern time. And you can call them for that show, so it's pretty cool. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to donate to this channel, there's super chats and super thanks down below. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.